This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower you to be able to do the repairs on your own and save a whole lot of money and also get that great feeling of having fixed it by yourself. Today we have a KitchenAid dishwasher that is not cleaning, and when you are midway through the cycle, if you open the door, there's no water. So my suspicion is that maybe the fill valve has stopped working. I'm just going underneath the sink though to make sure that the valve is turned all the way to the left in the full on position. So I know that that's on and working. So that's the first thing to check. Taking off this bottom panel so I can get into where the fill valve is located. So here's the fill valve I'm touching now, and when it's supposed to be filling, should be able to feel it vibrate. Turned it on again and see if I can notice anything. So I'm checking, this is the float. You should be able to hear it click when you lift it up and down. I could hear that click, so that was good. I think that one's fine. Again, I'm still suspecting that the fill valve needs to be replaced. So I can hear it draining when I press the start button for 3 seconds. It did a nice drain cycle, so I know the drain's working. Press start again, and I'm just feeling that. I can feel the vibration at the fill valve. So the fill valve is getting power. That's good. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work, because it could be clogged and not allowing water to flow through it. But definitely can feel it vibrating. So putting in a cup, closing the door, have the cup in the upper rack facing with the open side facing up, and I'm running the dishwasher to see if it'll fill that cup. So I got no water showing up at the bottom. So I'm actually going to put in water, and I'm going to fill it up to a point where it touches the bottom of that metal heating element. That's how far up the water should go. And I have it already in the starting mode. So I'm going to go ahead and just press start again, close it, and see if it'll run and if it'll fill up that cup. Yeah, so it did. So everything is working. The circulation motor is shooting the water around really good. Everything's working as it should, except that it won't fill by itself. So again, that is pointing toward the fill valve. Fill valve is pretty easy to replace. I'm going to use a 1/4-inch driver. Got it unplugged first. Take out this one screw, and then the fill valve comes out easily. Here it is. And I have to disconnect the electrical piece. This is the new one. So you're pressing on this tab, and you pull out the power connector. So I'll do that now. There we go. And here's what the new fill valve looks like. You can get these from Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below so you can just click on it. So I'm going to turn the fill valve all the way off now. The valve underneath the sink supplies the water to the dishwasher. I'm going to turn it all the way firmly clockwise to the right to shut it all the way off. Okay, now I'm using a pair of pliers to press in on the spring clamp that's holding the hose onto the fill valve. I'm going to push that away, and then I'm going to grab that hose. It's a black hose, and I'm going to pull it off of the fill valve. Might be kind of hard to get this thing off, so just take your time. Keep at it. Let's get that off. A little water is going to come out. You might want to put a little towel down there. And then, now that I got it out where I can work on it, I'm going to take a pair of pliers, and I'm going to loosen this connection that is the fill line bringing water to the fill valve from the underneath the sink. I'm going to spin that off. So this is the old fill valve. I have it fully disconnected. And now I want to take this brass elbow, and I want to pull it off of the old one so I can add it to the new one. So I'm using a pair of pliers. You could use a crescent wrench, anything you could grab it with, and I'm turning it counterclockwise. And looking in there to see if that little filter is clogged, but it actually looks pretty good. Just a couple of small items. If that thing was really clogged and you could wash that out, you might be able to still use that old fill valve. But this fill valve was not clogged, it was okay. So I'm wrapping some Teflon tape, you can get that at the hardware store, around the threads of the brass elbow. I'm going to wrap it around about 6 times. And then I'll go ahead and screw that brass elbow back into the new fill valve. And I'll get it really tight. So the Teflon tape just helps so that it doesn't leak. And it's not needed for the other connection with the tube that brings water to the dishwasher, but it is needed for this brass elbow. So I'm going to screw it into the new fill valve, and then I'll grab my pliers and I'll get it pretty tight. And that's just so there's no chance of it leaking. There we go. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and hook this new one back up. So this is the line bringing water to the fill valve from underneath the sink. I'm going to just put that on finger tight, and then I'll turn it a couple of full turns with the pliers to get it really tight. This is called the compression fitting, and it does not need that white Teflon tape. It'll just get watertight just by tightening up the nut. Alright, I'm going to put that black hose back on, and I'm going to seat it as far as it'll go onto the fill valve. Then I'll grab the pliers and I'll pinch in on that spring clamp and move it up so that it's going to hold that hose on really tight. So I'll pinch in on that. There we go. And then I'll move it toward me, toward the front of the dishwasher, so that's going to hold that hose on. Alright, so I'm going to hook that little power connector now back in. I'm going to push it all the way until it clicks into position. And I'm almost ready. It's almost ready to test. I'm going to go ahead and push it now. The metal protrusions here are going to fit into the frame of the dishwasher. I'm going to go in, then I'll push it to my right to lock it in. There we go. That locks it in. And then I'll take that 1/4-inch screw and I'll zip that into that little hole there to hold it, to lock it. And then we can plug it in and we can turn the water back on. We're going to go underneath the sink again, turn it all the way left, all the way on. And then I can plug it in, press start, close it, and can feel it vibrating again. So I know it's getting power, it's working. And I put a cup in there and it actually did fill up the cup. So back working great. Hopefully this will work really good for you too. Thanks for watching. Thanks so much for watching our video. We really appreciate your support. And when you get a chance, please press the subscribe button below so you can be subscribed, and also the notification bell so we can send you more videos about appliance repair. Please also give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you really liked the video and it really helped you, please press this new applaud button and you can show your support and also get a nice clapping hands for your video. Thanks again.